All right, today I want to talk about something I just got myself. At Christmas time, I got a new set of knives from my wife. I'll talk about those perhaps in another video. But these knives are not something that you're going to want to use on plastic cutting boards, which is what I have currently. So I went online and I did some research, and I got down to a couple different cutting boards that were in my price range that I like. This particular board was about 110 bucks. There's another brand that I really like called Boos, B-O-O-S. It makes really nice boards. This one was about $100 cheaper than the Boos board, about the same size. It's heavier. This one's made of teak. The Boos board is maple, the one I was looking at. So anyway, let's take a look at this. All right, so right away you can see the board is beautiful. It's a edge grain board versus the end grain. End grains can look really pretty, but I don't think they're going to hold up as well. If you ever look at the end of a log versus the side of it, the ends tend to be where you get splits and fractures and cracks. This side grain, I think, is going to long term going to hold up a lot better. I like the size of the board. I do a lot of like briskets, ribs, big pieces of meat. This board is 23 inches wide and it's 17 inches deep, and it's about 1.5 inches thick. Again, like I said, it's made of teak. You can see on this side we have a deep groove. I think I read that groove will hold 5 ounces of juice, or like if you're doing meat, or say you were cutting a watermelon or whatever, so about 5 ounces will store in that groove. The other side's entirely flat, so if you were cutting lots of vegetables or whatever and you don't want the smaller, this is basically going to be a smaller side, right? Because you're not going to be able to go all the way out to the edge. So if you were doing bigger like quantities of stuff, then the other side of the board would probably be better for that. Another thing you want to know about these boards is that you need to keep them hydrated. You keep them out of the water, but you put oil on them. And what they sell stuff that are just basically for cutting boards. You can just buy mineral oil, and that's what we have here. This is a food grade mineral oil, and you can see it says cutting board oil, but if you have a food grade mineral oil, I think it's all kind of the same. There's a lot of different brands. I can't really believe that they're that much different. So before you ever use a board like this, you need to give it a good soak in some mineral oil, and that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go ahead and unbox it here, and we'll take a look at it. So they put a couple of little silica packets out here. Again, probably to keep the moisture out. This board has handles on the sides. See, it's got a nice place to grab onto it. Again, you can see the other side entirely flat, and it's beautiful. It's a really pretty board. When you put your mineral oil on, you want to be sure to get both sides and all the edges, and then let it sit. A lot of places recommend let it sit overnight. You want to let the oil sit on there at least a couple hours. Just use a clean cloth. So what I have here is just a dish towel. I'm going to put some oil on it. This isn't one of my wife's good towels, so I shouldn't get in too much trouble. And then just give it a good wipe down. This board weighs about 14 pounds. The Boos board, the one I was looking at, was made of maple. So it was quite a bit lighter. At least the shipping weight showed is 8 pounds on that board. So this board weighs nearly double what the maple board. You know, teak is a heavy material. So anyway, it's a really pretty board. I can't wait to use it. I'm going to be cooking a brisket in the next couple of days. So I've had this sitting for a couple of weeks, and I haven't really gotten around to doing anything with it. But since I'm going to be doing a brisket, and I'm going to want to cut my brisket with my new knives, and I want those new knives to use this new board. So the name of this company, if I didn't mention it before, is the company is Sonder LA, and it's a Highland board. This is the biggest board that they make. They make them in Los Angeles, and everything I can tell about them is that they are very high quality, and I expect to get years and years and years of use out of it. I mean, this board should last me the rest of my life. So let me know if you have any questions about it, and I'd be glad to answer them. After I use this a few times, I'll perhaps send an update on it. So that's about it for now.